The S22 Ultra is coming out. I'm excited and it's the perfect time to get the Note 20 Ultra. I'm Rio Gion and welcome to the channel. So, with the release of the S22 Ultra, it's either out now or gonna be out depending on when I decide to upload the video. I think the Note is back with a new name and that's fine, but in some ways I think it kind of fits the title of the S22 Ultra instead of the Note 22 Ultra because I think the Note 20 is the last Note because of the micro SD expansion. Then again, if you go back to the history books, the Note 5 did not have the micro SD expansion and the fans were pissed. So they brought it back on a Note 7 only to blow it up. So I guess that's fine. They did not include a micro SD expansion because they did offer the 1TB variant, but paying for a 1TB SD card is a lot cheaper than paying for a higher variant, link below. So based on my previous video talking about the sculpted storage, I'm beginning to care less and less about micro SD expansion on phones because with the later version of Androids, the emulators won't even read the ROMs off the SD card anyways, which kind of defeats the purpose of the micro SD, IMO. Then again, if you're the type that takes lots of photos and videos and you want everything to be stored locally, then you have my condolences that the micro SD expansion is gone. If you're going for the S22 Ultra, go for the highest storage option because let's be honest, the 128 gig version is a joke. It's not worth the Ultra name. It's only there for the sake of saying to keep prices that are being the same. The 256 gig and the 512 gigs are okay. If you can't get your hands on a 1TB, then the best option is the 512 gigs. I have a 512 gig Fold 3. I can do okay with the phone, although I daisy chain a 1TB drive full of ROMs and movies, link below. Honestly, one of the best pieces of advice when it comes to tech is to get last year's model this year because prices are about half, maybe even less if you know where to shop for them. The thing is that makes the Note 20 Ultra so attractive is because it's about half the price, $799, link below. You can score a Note 20 Ultra, which is technically the last Note phone, and you still have the micro SD expansion. So the downside is the technical stuff like losing LTPO display, variable refresh rate, smaller battery, and battery life not as good because the phone's getting close to 2+ years now, so finding one won't score that good of a battery life depending on who you are. If you play a lot of games and you eat batteries for breakfast, then you get a portable power bank, link below. If you're the one that play a lot of emulators and you want a phone that can store a whole bunch of games on the fly, then I would say go with the Note 20 Ultra because getting the 1TB version storage for ROM carrying a bunch of your old favorite retro games sound like such a sweet thing for me. If you play modern Android games, I'm not sure how useful the micro SD would be to you because I don't think you can store apps on your phone anymore unless I'm wrong, and if that's the case, let me know. In the defense of the S22 Ultra, if you want the latest Note device and you want that sweet 4 years of Android update, then the S22 Ultra is the go-to phone for you. I'm glad that they include the Fold 3 to the 4 years plans of update because if they did not, I feel like that's a kick in the balls for people that pork out almost $2,000 to buy the Fold 3 like this idiot talking to you in the video. Along with the update, you get the latest chips, so if you're still patiently waiting for a good Switch emulator, then you will have the horsepower when it comes to the time. If you care about a good phone camera, then the choice is obvious. Getting the later phone will give you a better camera, but it is night and day difference between the Note 20 Ultra and the S22 Ultra. From my Asian eyes, I cannot really tell that much of a difference, but if you are a perverted pixel peeper, then I'm sure you can tell the difference and would be more than happy to yell at me in the comments down below. Also, in the defense of the S22, you get a super fast and accurate S Pen, so for those that like to draw hentai on your phone, this is the one for you to get. Then there's the battery life, which honestly is very important because first off, you're getting a new phone versus getting a phone that's almost 2 years old, so the new phone's gonna have a much better battery life because it has that bigger 5000 milliamp cell, and the charge will hold better because it's a new phone. On the other hand, with the Note 20 Ultra, the battery is almost 2 years old, assuming they did not replace the battery, and if they did, I think 9 out of 10 times you will lose water and dust resistance because the glue that sticks to the phone together is now pulled. So you should double check to make sure it's done well, just in case you decide to buy a phone that already has the battery replaced. So, when push comes to shove, personally, if I was in the market for a new phone, which I won't be anytime soon, considering I just shell out a boatload of cash, in the case of the Fold 3, I would be gunning for the S22 Ultra 1TB, because for my personal usage, I figured that for my needs and happiness, I wasn't be able to fill up the 512 gigs of storage on my phone, so storage matters, but not as much as I would have think. Also, because of the USB-C port, using the thumb drive to transfer games and movies on the fly is good enough for me. Having the 4 years of update is important to me because I want my phone to have the security. I don't care for the camera as much, but having a sweet camera in my pocket is very nice as well. If I were to reverse time and not get the Fold 3, I would go for the 1TB S22 Ultra and keep the Razer Kishi as my gaming setup. From time to time, I thought about that setup and kinda miss it, but the more I think about that setup, the more I would have missed a 7.6 inch screen and be able to play DS games in their full glorious screen, so I kinda like that more. I know that a lot of you would think I would go for the Note 20 Ultra, and I really thought I would go for the Note 20 Ultra as well, but seeing that it wasn't included in the 4 years update is a real turn off for me, so I'll throw money into the S22 if I was in the market for a new phone. If you're new, click subscribe, the bell, thumbs up for more content. You can support me directly through locals as well. You guys stay awesome.